When looking to spread a cut on the side of a 2-inch conduit body to insert an in-service polyvinyl chloride or PVC conduit and in place category 5 or CAT5 cable lengthwise, there are several tool options and techniques to consider. Although a split conduit body option wasn't immediately available from one supplier, it's worth noting that some companies do offer split conduit bodies, including 2-inch models. Firstly, pry bars. Large pry bars measuring 24 inches or longer can be effective. When selecting a pry bar, opt for one with a flat or chisel-shaped tip to minimize the risk of damaging the conduit. Secondly, wedges. Wooden or plastic wedges can be driven into the cut to gradually spread the conduit body. Use a hammer to carefully tap them in, ensuring even distribution of force. Thirdly, hydraulic wedge tools. These tools are specifically designed for spreading cuts in conduits and pipes. They offer precise control over the spreading force, allowing for gradual and controlled expansion. Fourthly, supersized mouth props. While not specifically designed for conduit bodies, supersized mouth props could theoretically be used to spread the cut. Choose a model with adjustable width and strength to accommodate the conduit body. Other options include handheld cutting tools with split jaws. These tools can cut and spread the conduit body in one operation, offering a convenient solution for certain applications. Custom fabrication is another avenue to explore. A local machine shop could fabricate a custom tool to your specifications, tailored to the precise dimensions and requirements of the conduit body. When working with electrical components, safety is paramount. Always wear appropriate safety gear, including gloves and eye protection, to minimize the risk of injury. Ensure that the conduit body is properly grounded before spreading the cut to prevent electrical hazards. Exercise caution when spreading the cut, as the conduit body may become unstable during the process. It's important to be aware that modifying a conduit body can compromise its underwriter's laboratories or all rating. While this may not be a concern in all situations, it's essential to consider the potential implications for safety and compliance. If the UL rating is compromised, it's advisable to replace the conduit body with a new one to ensure continued safety and performance. In summary, when spreading cuts in conduit bodies, several tool options are available, ranging from pry bars and wedges to hydraulic wedge tools and custom fabricated solutions. Prioritize safety by wearing appropriate gear, grounding the conduit body, and exercising caution throughout the process. Remember to consider the impact on the conduit body's UL rating and replace it if necessary to maintain safety standards. When working with electrical systems, adherence to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, is crucial. Although the 2014 NEC is referenced, always consult the latest edition and any applicable local codes for the most up-to-date requirements. The NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations, including requirements for conduit and conduit bodies. Article 314 covers outlet, device, pull, and junction boxes, conduit bodies, fittings, and handhole enclosures. Conduit bodies are addressed in section 314.16. This section specifies the allowable number of conductors in conduit bodies, ensuring that they are not overcrowded, which could lead to overheating or damage to the conductors. The volume of the conduit body is a critical factor in determining the number of conductors permitted. Section 314.16 provides guidance on calculating the volume of conduit bodies, taking into account their shape and size. Conductors must be properly supported and secured within the conduit body to prevent strain on the connections. Section 314.17 outlines the requirements for supporting conductors, ensuring that they are adequately secured to prevent movement or damage. Conduit bodies must be accessible for inspection and maintenance. Section 314.29 requires that conduit bodies be readily accessible without removing any part of the building structure or finish. This accessibility allows for easy inspection, testing, and repairs. Grounding is essential for electrical safety. Section 314.40 provides requirements for grounding conduit bodies, ensuring that they are effectively connected to the grounding system. Proper grounding minimizes the risk of electrical shock and helps protect against equipment damage. When selecting a conduit body, it's important to choose one that is suitable for the environment in which it will be installed. Section 314.41 addresses the protection of conduit bodies in damp, wet, or corrosive environments. Conduit bodies used in these environments must be made of materials that are resistant to corrosion and moisture. The NEC also addresses the use of conduit bodies in hazardous locations. Article 500 provides requirements for electrical equipment and wiring in hazardous locations, including conduit bodies. Conduit bodies used in hazardous locations must be specifically designed and approved for use in those environments. When installing conduit bodies, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and any applicable local codes. Proper installation ensures that the conduit body is securely mounted and that the conductors are properly connected. Regular inspection and maintenance of conduit bodies are essential for ensuring their continued safety and reliability. Inspections should be performed periodically to check for signs of damage, corrosion, or loose connections. Any issues should be addressed promptly to prevent potential hazards. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may apply to conduit bodies. These may include underwriters' laboratories or all standards, National Electrical Manufacturers Association or NEMA standards, and local building codes. Compliance with these standards and regulations is essential for ensuring the safety and performance of electrical installations. When working with conduit bodies, it's important to have a thorough understanding of the applicable codes, standards, and regulations. This knowledge will help ensure that electrical installations are safe, reliable, and compliant with all requirements. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous, and it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. A qualified electrician has the training and experience necessary to perform electrical work safely and correctly. The process of inserting a cable, such as Category 5 or CAT5 cable, lengthwise through a cut in a conduit body that is already in service presents some unique challenges. The fact that the conduit is in service means it is already installed and actively being used as part of an electrical system, and the CAT5 cable needs to be added without disrupting existing wiring. This complicates the task compared to installing a new conduit run where everything can be assembled before installation. Here is a breakdown of the considerations and steps you might take, assuming the modification is permissible under local codes and safety standards, and focusing on minimizing risk. Firstly, planning and preparation. Before any physical work, meticulous planning is crucial. Energize the circuit if possible. Even though you mentioned the UL rating is not an issue, safety should always be the primary concern. If the existing wiring in the conduit can be de-energized safely, do so. This eliminates the risk of electrical shock. If de-energizing isn't possible, extreme caution is required. Carefully assess the existing wiring and the space within the conduit body to understand the layout and potential obstacles. Gather all necessary tools and materials, including the conduit body, CAT5 cable, cutting tools, spreading tools, appropriate connectors or fittings, and safety gear like gloves and eye protection. Secondly, cutting the conduit body. Carefully make a cut on the side of the conduit body. The goal is to create an opening large enough to insert the CAT5 cable without compromising the structural integrity of the conduit body more than necessary. Use a tool suitable for cutting the conduit material, such as a hacksaw, oscillating multi-tool, or specialized conduit cutter. Ensure the cut is clean and free of bows or sharp edges that could damage the cable. Thirdly, spreading the cut. This is where the tools mentioned earlier come into play. Pry bars. Use a small pry bar to gently widen the cut. Insert the tip of the pry bar into the cut and carefully lever it open. Avoid excessive force that could crack or break the conduit body. Wedges. Wooden or plastic wedges can be tapped into the cut to gradually spread it. Alternate tapping wedges on either side of the cut to ensure even expansion. Hydraulic wedge tool. If available, a hydraulic wedge tool provides more controlled and precise spreading. Position the tool within the cut and slowly apply pressure to widen the opening. Mouth prop. A supersized mouth prop can be adapted to hold the cut open. Ensure the prop is stable and provides sufficient clearance for cable insertion. Fourthly, inserting the CAT5 cable. Carefully insert the CAT5 cable through the widen cut. Take care not to damage the cable's insulation or conductors during insertion. Use a lubricant if necessary to reduce friction and ease the cable through the opening. Fifthly, securing the conduit body. Once the CAT5 cable is in place, secure the conduit body to prevent further spreading or damage. Use appropriate connectors or fittings to reinforce the cut and maintain the conduit structural integrity. Consider using epoxy or other adhesives to seal the cut and provide additional support. Sixthly, grounding. Ensure that the conduit body remains properly grounded after the modification. Verify the grounding connection and make any necessary adjustments to maintain a safe and effective ground. Seventhly, testing and inspection. After completing the installation, thoroughly test the CAT5 cable to ensure it is functioning correctly. Inspect the conduit body for any signs of damage or stress. Verify that all connections are secure and properly grounded. In summary, adding a CAT5 cable to an in-service conduit body requires careful planning, precise execution, and a focus on safety. Choose the appropriate tools and techniques for cutting, spreading, and securing the conduit body, and always prioritize safety and compliance with local codes. If there's any doubt about your ability to perform the task safely and correctly, consult with a qualified electrician or cable installer. Remember that modifying electrical systems can have serious consequences if not done properly, so it's always best to err on the side of caution. There may be other options available, such as pulling new runs of conduit, and therefore, the above is for informational purposes only. It's essential to consult local electrical codes before proceeding with the work.